Oh no! Sit there, take it in for a minute. Oh Lord Almighty!
Can you believe that? My phone wouldn't work.
When was the last time you seen the old girl, Harry?
Long time ago. I thought she was all tore up and gone. I wish we could open the hood. Well, you finally made it to the show, didn't you? Huh? I tried to get to the show years ago and then wouldn't do her, but she's here.
Oh,
There you
go.
go. Hello, baby. John S.t.c.a started with an old Ford 10-wheeler dump truck, and then he bought out Silver State Truck Lines, and the rest was all uphill. He moved to Battle Mountain, Nevada, and moved his operation there, built a big shop and a big area there to service the mines, and he had one old beat-up truck years ago he started with, and they made it into a big company. And then John decided to build this truck. And I said, what are you gonna do? He said, I'm gonna put a 1692 in it. I said, okay. Well, John, this cab and chassis is a glider kit. It was a brand new glider.
So he bought this truck brand new.
Brand new glider kit. A glider kit is a cab, front axle, and frame, and you build the rest. And he built this, and then he had Lyle Broadway with a master welder, and he did all roll bar on it. And I told John, you've got to have a roll bar for Bonneville. You can't run without it. So he says, I'll build it around the outside. He says, I'm not going to ruin my cab, tear it all to pieces inside to put a roll bar in it. I said, you tell that to the Bonneville National Racing Association. But they passed it. They scratched their head and walked away, and they scratched it to run at Bonneville.
Well, Harry, you want to tell me about these people on the side of this truck?
Battle Mountain Auto Body was owned by Donnie Negro and his brother, and they did a lot of work for John and his painting and body work. Nevada Transportation was part of Silver State Truck Lines, part of Trucking Rights, and Harry Special Service was me. It's 20 years of over-the-road diesel business, and I worked for John building these trucks. And Schmidt Diesel, Schmidt was a master Detroit man, could tune them and make them run and really run good. And then,
so when you guys showed up to Bonneville and they pulled this truck up in the line, what did the officials say when they were looking at the truck?
well, we had a low bed behind it with a Peterbilt water truck full of water and a welder on the low bed and a big box of tools and many other things we needed. And they said, where's the race truck? I said, you're looking at it. And he said, the inspector says, you mean you're going to race this truck? He said, yes, we're going to race it. This is a race truck. He says, really? I says, yep. I says, it's an everyday work truck. I says, this man doesn't have anything in stables that doesn't work. And his son used to drive it and pull a double gooseneck. He had a D9 Bear on the trailer. He's doing 62 miles up the Golconda grade, was about 3%. The cop chased him all the way to the top. He said, what have you got in that thing? And he said, well, if you help me lift the hood, I'll show you. He said, I won't write you a ticket if I can look at that engine. And that's part of history of Miss Silver State. But Then after we built this truck, before we ran Bonneville, it works 16,000 miles pulling a low bed. And like I say, his trucks had to work or they were gone. And
Let's talk about this little extension right in here between the air filter. What's this all about?
oh, well, I saw this engine he brought, brand new crate engines, that's 1692, brought it in, dropped it in the shop. I looked at it and I looked at the truck, got my tape out, and I says, John, that engine's 14 inches too long, it's not gonna fit. He says, well, let me think about it. He says, we'll just move the cab back 14 inches. And that's what happened. The cab slid back 14 inches. You can see the extension up there behind the hood it was put in.
Yeah, it looks like it's made out of steel. Is that right?
Yes, I
Steel extension.
Yeah, I think he made it out of steel. I think he had that special made. I can't remember.
Yeah, it looks pretty specific to the truck.
And then the front bumper, we had heating problems. So he decided to have the welder build that bumper. Lyle Broadway, his welder built that bumper, and it holds 80 gallons of water. And you don't sit on it when it's hot, because you will get burned. Ask the little girl in the bikini about that. But and then on the front axle underneath, he made a pair of skis. They stood about 4 inches off the ground. It was made out of old motor grader cutting edges. They bent them up on one end. It's about 4 inches. They hung off the spindle. And I said, "What's that for, John?" He said, "If I blow a tire at Bonneville, I'm not going to lose it. The ski will pick it up." I said, "Well, that's a good thing, but you're not going to blow any tires." So we ran. We was going to run it for, instead of 3-axle record, we was going to pull one axle, pull the wheels off one and chain it up, lock the power divider, and we can run for a 2-axle record. But the rains came, and we went home. In '83, we rained out. And then John went home, and that spring he had a heart attack, passed away, and his wife was not interested in running the truck at Bonneville. And I wanted to take her to the Reno Truck Show at that time, and she wouldn't do it. And I said, "I'll pay you to put her on one of your low beds and haul it there and back. People should see this truck." She says no. So the truck disappeared for a long time, and I think it ended up in Salt Lake. 30 years since I seen the truck, and it just tore me apart yesterday when we come back there. And Merlin surprised me, and he wouldn't let me look over here till I came. And he surprised me and says, "Look at this," and there she was. So that's the story about Sweet 16, and she still will run. And she's a ground shaker when you fire her up.